Coming up, the Daily Iowan officially endorses a city council candidate, and later, the library's special collections hosted a Halloween-themed event that featured a book more than 400 years old. Stick around and hear the story.
Sorry guys, but this isn't the pregame show.
Well, Zach, I mean, you really can't have a pregame show if there is no game.
That's true, Tanner. Instead, we'll be looking at some impressive Hawkeye stats through their first 8 games.
We'll see you guys in sports.
After the snow the past few days, I think we're ready for it to go back to fall. Stay tuned for weather for more.
All that and more coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere. DITV News starts right now. Good morning, thank you for tuning in. I'm John Chenoweth. Every election, the Daily Iowan endorses a city council candidate. We have Elijah Helton, the opinions editor for the Daily Iowan, in the newsroom now to answer some questions about who we endorse. Elijah, who is the Daily Iowan endorsing?
The DI editorial board is endorsing Janice Weiner for Iowa City City Council.
And why is she the best candidate for the job?
Weiner's an Iowa City native. She also spent over 20 years overseas working for the U.S. State Department. She wants to bring that sort of public service-centric perspective into local government. She wants to include all Iowa City communities on major issues such as housing and climate change, and that sort of focus makes her the best fit for the job.
Thank you, Elijah. The city election for the Iowa City Council is on Tuesday, November 5th. Make sure to go vote for your favorite candidate. In honor of Halloween yesterday, I visited the Hocus Pocus themed University of Iowa Main Library Special Collections Halloween pop-up display. The display featured several old books along with popcorn and buttons for visitors. This is how it went. Yesterday, the University of Iowa Main Library Special Collections hosted a Halloween pop-up event featuring a multitude of old books related to Halloween. 3 graduate student curators started planning the event in August. Since August, the curators selected what material they wanted on display and figured out how the old books were to be supported so they stayed structurally sound. The curators had a specific focus for the display.
We knew that we wanted to focus on like classic Halloween monsters. So we have vampires, witches, Frankenstein, and a couple other fun people from the stacks.
The oldest item on display was published in 1616. The book was written as a reflection to a witch trial that happened near the time of publication. For older items that need more care like the witch trial book, Special Collections works with the Conservation Department located on the 5th floor to figure out how the books need to be supported on display so that they do not get ruined. The curators set up the event to make Special Collections more visible to students.
Pop-up exhibits for us are a great way to get off of the 3rd floor and outside of the reading room so that people can see some of the great books and other material that we have from the comfort of, coming over to study from the cafe.
It was nice being inside for that, but with that, last night I was pretty much studying all day in the library, as I usually do. But I came outside and it was snowing. I think it's way too early for snow. I'm hoping Bailey can give us something good in the weather studio, so let's toss it over to Bailey. Bailey?
It has been a snowy few days in Iowa City, but things are looking up this weekend. Expect cloud cover and a high of 42 this morning, but be prepared for a mix of snow and rain this evening and temperatures in the 30s. As we take a look into our extended forecast, it's going to be a cloudy weekend. Saturday will reach a high of 41, while Sunday warms up to a high of 48. Looking to the start of the week, Monday will keep that momentum, reaching a high of 47 with cloudy skies all day. Finally, Tuesday will dip back into cold temps with a high of 39. All I can say is that I'm glad the snow is staying away this weekend.
Thank you, Bailey. The House of Representatives voted to formally approve the impeachment inquiry, voting 232 to 196. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and former Representative Katie Hill spoke on the House's decision to take the next step.
This is a solemn occasion. Nobody, I doubt anybody in this place or anybody that you know comes to Congress to take the oath of office, comes to Congress to impeach the President of the United States.
I voted to move forward with the impeachment of Donald Trump on behalf of the women of the United States of America. We will not stand down. We will not be broken. We will not be silenced. We will rise, and we will make tomorrow better than today.
Their approval will start further investigation into Trump's presidency and moves the House down the path towards impeachment articles. Now, we don't have a Hawkeye football game this weekend, unfortunately, but Zach and Tanner are going to give us a good show in the sports studio as they usually do. So, guys.
That's right, John. Even though the Hawks are on a bye week this week, there's still plenty to talk about.
Yeah, DITV director Jonathan Rawson has the breakdown on some of the stats through the first 8 games.
Thanks, guys. Just over halfway home in the college football season, and the Hawkeyes sit at 6-2 and are still in contention to win the Big Ten West. While it seems as though Iowa has sputtered at times this year, the Hawkeyes are still racking up plenty of noteworthy stats. Starting on the defensive side of the ball, the Hawkeyes continue as a mainstay as one of the nation's best. Currently, the Iowa defense is giving up 266 yards per game, which is the best under head coach Kirk Ferentz. On top of that, the defense does not allow points. Iowa's defense ranks 3rd in the nation in points allowed, and only Purdue has scored 20 or more points against them. However, the defensive line isn't as strong as they have been in the past, as they only have 16 sacks, which is 12th in the Big Ten. Flipping sides, the Hawkeye offense seems to be having a fairly down year in terms of overall production. However, for all the heat quarterback Nate Stanley has taken this season, he is currently leading the Big Ten in passing yards with 1,950. Contrary to that, though, Stanley is actually in the bottom 4th in yards per attempt among qualifying quarterbacks in the Big Ten with 7.4. If the Hawkeyes want to stay in the hunt down the home stretch of the season, they're going to need their offense to step up and take a load off the defense. And the best way to do that is by having more big plays to get them on the board more often. Guys, back to you in the studio.
I'm a little worried about how John got so small, but the Hawks won't be back in action until next Saturday when they head to Madison to take on the Badgers.
Yeah, now heading from the field to the courts, we'll get our first look at Iowa basketball on Monday when they face Lindsey Wilson College in an expedition game.
And Connor McCaffrey met with the media to tell us what there is a lot that we haven't seen yet.
I think people don't know a lot, to be honest, because they didn't see Jack last year, they didn't see CJ. I feel like nobody really respects them the way that they should. I don't know why that is, but I think that's maybe a good thing for them in terms of motivation. Good thing for me. Nobody really respects me going into this season. You haven't seen a lot of people talking about everybody that played last year, so I think it's definitely we'll come in with a chip on our shoulder, and I think that everybody's going to show what they're really capable of.
Yeah, you gotta love that fire from McCaffrey there. And since the Hawkeye football isn't playing this weekend, we can't give you our score predictions for the game.
Instead, we're going to predict the scores of the Chiefs game this weekend. Hopefully Patrick Mahomes comes back. They're playing in Arrowhead against the Vikings. I think the Chiefs win this one by 50 easily.
Yeah, with Mahomes possibly coming back and Chiefs going on some momentum after losing to the Packers, I think they'll come in to Arrowhead and have a dominant game, maybe the score finishing 27-20.
That's right, Tanner. Well, we'll see how that game turns out. John, back to you at the desk.
Next time you're in the gym and looking for that extra boost to your workout, look no further than some colorful language. A recent study done at Kiel University has proven that swearing improves your athletic performance and endurance. In fact, swearing has also been shown effective against fighting pain, while boosting heart rate and oxygen intake. Whether you find yourself on a steady jog or in the middle of a heavy lift, release that inner potty mouth to give you some extra motivation. That's all we have for you this Friday morning edition of DITV News. Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday. If that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news, which is on stands now. For DITV News, I'm John Chenoweth. Iowa City, have a great day.